Elfriede Jelinek's The Piano Teacher and Michael Haneke's film adaptation La Pianiste share the same basic narrative, but diverge quite significantly in tone, style, and interpretation. After all, most film adaptations get this sort of treatment, but Haneke is a good man for a job like that, in my not so humble opinion. Let's take a look. Welcome to Check That Book, a special place where we get acquainted with the most disturbing books ever written, disturbing film adaptations, manga even, you name it, and occasionally we recite poetry. You're welcome. Um, the Piano Teacher has been a very gripping read to me personally. I have a video about this, link is in the description as usual. But I admire Mikhail Haneke very much. It all started with funny games. If you know, you know. But the piano teacher really is an intense, emotional viewing experience. The novel is deeply psychological and internal, where Jelinek uses free, indirect discourse and a detached, almost clinical narrative voice to expose Erika, our main character's, inner turmoil, repression, and pathology. Haneke externalizes much of the inner tension through silence, gesture, and minimal dialogue. The film is colder and more observational, with a stark, almost documentary style to it. Much of Erica's internal monologue is lost, and her motivations are more ambiguous. And that is not a bad thing at all, actually. Even if you haven't read the book, you most likely will um, enjoy this film because it's a very well done. Should I call it psychological drama? I think so. It is a dramatic story, and more so psychological than downright sad. Whilst, yes, as usual, almost as usual, the book offers deeper insights to Erica's relationship with her mother. I've spoken about this in the video that will be linked in the description. These dynamics and the repression, control, it's better explored, but again, I think I'm getting tired of saying this, but the book usually is more descriptive than a movie, right? I'll be surprised if I ever stumble upon a case. I'm yet to stumble upon a case where the book completely misses it and the film actually does a better job somehow. But Haneke's work is close to that because it is all in the silent scenes, locked in the gaze of a character, in the silent treatment that you as a viewer get. While faithful to the storyline, the film simplifies some of the complex internal logic of Erica's character. The character of Walter is also more sympathetic in the film, whereas in the novel he becomes more predatory and complicit in Erica's breakdown. Cyclical and oppressive nature of patriarchy is what Elfriede Jelinek speaks about in her book. But this also shapes Erica's sexual pathology. And to be fair, I get it, but at the same time, the movie shows it better. And I'm pretty sure a lot of women can relate to this sort of situation when you are a mature woman yourself, but you're forced to live with a family member because of their age or because of an illness or both. Sometimes you just can't leave your elderly, lonely parent alone. That's what I'm trying to convey here. You can't sometimes do that, and you sacrifice your own happiness and life to a degree just for the sake of a family member. And you don't even think about it. You don't second guess it. You just do it because either you're just this sort of person, either there's been this particular upbringing. You just feel indebted uh, to your relative or whoever you're taking care of. I mean, I get it myself. This is an interesting question, by the way. Uh, should you sacrifice your own happiness in order to maintain the life of a close one? That's a very touchy subject, and uh, Erica actually does that. She's forced to live with her mother, kind of. But there's a catch. It goes deeper than that. She could have left any moment, technically. She doesn't. She makes money. She is her own woman. Then why is she stuck in this situation? Whilst the book ends with Erica stabbing herself and returning home, highlighting her final descent into despair and submission, in the movie, yes, we have a similar ending, but in a more ambiguous and sudden manner. Haneke does not explain or reflect on the action, leaving viewers in shock without closure, which fits his broader cinematic style. There is a lot of irony in the book, and it's quite linguistically aggressive. The language is a weapon in Jelinek's hands, constantly subverting norms, but the film, visually austere, with long takes and minimal score, you don't really hear much music, other than when Erika or somebody else plays the piano in the film. Provocative, yes, they both are, and they both are powerful works that raise awareness that, again, such situations do exist, and there's actually a lot of women technically suffering from similar conditions, one way or another. It reminds me a wee bit of my video on Secretary, Mary Gaitskill's story. Yes, this is a bit similar in this regard on an emotional level, but with a much less of a happy ending. This film is a cold observational study of emotional dysfunction and societal decay, actually, but mainly focusing on Erica and her personal issues. How are they affecting her life, and where can it lead her to? This was my short introduction to Mikhail, forgive me, Haneke is the piano teacher. I can never say names right, especially with my fucking accent that's all over the place. Have you noticed my beautiful Tomie necklace? I am so proud of it. If you also want this Tomie necklace, let me know. This video is not sponsored, but it could be. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like disturbing and just interesting content regarding literature and film, make sure to give this video a boost in the form of an erect thumb and a subscription. What are you waiting for? Subscribe. There's gonna be more. I've noticed that this channel is not developing the way I would like it to, so I'm starting to take a bit of a different approach. You will see what's gonna happen. Meanwhile, I am going on a wee break in a week's time, but I can guarantee you at least 2 videos per week, or 1 video and 1 little reel. Have you guys seen my reels? I recite poetry there. I know you might be tired from my poetry. Speaking of which, here she is. There she is. Misanthropically Inclined, my own poetry collection, available on Amazon today with a reduced price. So, thank you once again for watching. Take good care of yourselves and your loved ones, ladies and gentlemen, and I shall see you all as soon as possible. Goodbye.